You know I've been blind for years, and I've been crying all these tears for a reason. They came and went like seasons.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Morgan. I'm a freshman in college and I'm so happy that you're here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Today I'm bringing you a video all about my reading list for 2021 and what motivational books I have read that I'm hoping will give you good ideas and recommendations going into 2021. Can you see my dog? She's looking up at me like, please pet me. Say hi. Okay. Getting started with my 2021 reading list. Renegades is on my list. It's the first book. So the little description on the back says, the Renegades are a syndicate of prodigies, humans with extraordinary abilities who emerged from the ruins of a crumbled society and established peace and order where chaos reigned. As champions of justice, they remain a symbol of hope and courage to everyone except the villains they once overthrew. Nova has a reason to hate the Renegades, and she is on a mission for vengeance. As she gets closer to her target, she meets Adrian, a renegade boy who believes in justice and in Nova. But Nova's allegiance is to the villain who has the power to end them both. So I love any type of fantasy or like books where people have like cool powers and stuff. Like that's why I love like Harry Potter. That's also why I love the Red Queen series. I loved that series so much. This kind of follows that path that I normally like. It's by Marissa Meyer, who wrote the Cinder series, which I'm going to recommend to you later. But yeah, it just seems like a really good fiction book. The only fiction I really read in 2020 was Harry Potter, so I'm really excited to read something that I have no idea like what it's gonna turn out to be. So that's book number 1 on my reading list. Book number 2 is it's called The Selection. I know that it's older, but I never read it, and I love when books are series. By the way, that the Renegades book was a series as well. But I love any type of princess fantasy. Also, if you have not watched Bridgerton on Netflix, please go watch it. My mom and I finished it in like 2 days. Make sure you're in high school though, because some of it's kind of mature. But anyways, the back of this book reads, the opportunity to be swept up in a world of glittering gowns and priceless jewels. Sorry, I can't talk today. To live in a palace and compete for the heart of gorgeous Prince Maxon. But for America's singer, being selected is a nightmare. Oh, her name's America? It means turning her back on her secret love with Aspen, who is a caste below her, and leaving her home to enter a fierce competition for a crown she doesn't want. Then America meets Prince Maxon. Gradually, she begins to realize that the life she's always dreamed of may not compare to a future she never imagined. So this is definitely more like fairy tale-like. It's part of a series, and I'll end up reading those after I read the first one. Next, switching it up from fiction is The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I've heard so many good things about this book. I'm not going to read the back of it just because it's like really long, and basically like the title like does all of it for you. But basically it says, I'll be able to design a surefire plan for paying off all debt, recognize the 10 most dangerous money myths, and secure a big fat nest egg for emergencies and retirement. So I figured going into college, or I've already started college, being just started college, this was a really good book for me to read to get my finances where they need to be, especially starting this early in my life. Book number 4 is Shatter Me by Taheren Mafi. I think that's how you say her name. This is also part of a series, I believe. I've heard really good things about this book. So, the back reads, no one knows why Juliet's touch is fatal, but the reestablishment has plans for her, plans to use her as a weapon. But Juliet has plans of her own. After a lifetime without freedom, she's finally discovering the strength to fight back for the very first time, and to find a future with the one boy she thought she'd lost forever. In the electrifying first book in the Shatter series, Taheren Mafi presents a riveting dystopian world, a thrilling superhero story, and an unforgettable heroine. So I love when the main character of a book is like a girl that's like super powerful, has like a power. I don't know, I just feel like I connect to the book a lot more. I think that's why I connected to the Red Queen series so well. So I'm really excited to read this one. I think the cover is really pretty too. So yeah. Book number 5 is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. So I actually got this whole series for Christmas, which I'm really excited about, because if I really like this one, I can just go up to my bookshelf and pick the next one. But basically this one says, there's 4 books in the series also. Humans and androids crowd the raucous streets of New Beijing. A deadly plague ravages the population. From space, a ruthless lunar people watch, waiting to make their move. No one knows that Earth's fate hinges on one girl. 16-year-old Cinder, a gifted mechanic, is a cyborg. She's a second-class citizen with a mysterious past and is reviled by her stepmother. But when her life becomes intertwined with the handsome Prince Kai's, she suddenly finds herself at the center of an intergalactic struggle in a forbidden attraction. Caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal, she must uncover secrets about her past in order to protect her world's future. Because there is something unusual about Cinder, something that others would kill for. So it's kind of a little bit of a mystery, like, what is that thing about her? But I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, last one is called Dream Big by Bob Goff. I love Bob Goff. My mom and I read a devotional from him, and then a book I'm going to recommend to you is by him as well. So, this one, my uncle actually got me Dream Big for my graduation gift. I just never got the opportunity to read it. So this is a self-help book, not a fiction book like the other ones. If you can tell, I have goals of reading a lot of fictions this year because I read a lot of self-help and Harry Potter last year, which I already knew what happened in all of them. But anyways, the back of this book reads, well, I hope you have a blast reading this book. Know that there is a process and a journey baked into its pages. If all we had in the end was a bunch of words, what good would that do us? We need a path, and I hope this book provides one that moves you towards your ambitions. I also hope you'll find your deeper purposes in these pages. Let's have some fun together, sure, but don't get distracted and think that a good time is all we're about. We want to be the kind of people who release amazing things into the world and are willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Don't settle for anything less, because God says you're worth it. So I'm so excited to read this. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like there's not much left I can say about it. It's gonna teach me how to dream big. And the color is yellow, which is my favorite. I'm very excited about it. Okay, moving on to my book recommendations, books I've already read. So my first one, it's not really a book, it's more of a devotional. It's I've Been Thinking by Shriver. This book, my mom and I read it together. I even posted like a couple excerpts from it on my Instagram. A couple of the things my mom related more to, because it was about like her children like moving out and stuff, but a lot of it is just general. So I like, it'll start each saying with a quote, and then it's usually only like 2 to 3 pages, and then it'll end with a prayer. So I think that if you're not used to doing any sort of devotional work and like spiritual work, you want to get more into it, this is definitely an easy book to start with because it is only a couple pages long. It's nothing super overwhelming. She's very inclusive and accepting to all types of people. So this would be a really good recommendation if you're looking to get into some sort of devotional but like haven't really found anything yet. This is a really good one. Okay, my next one is the Bob Goff book that, the Bob Goff is the author of Dream Big. This one I have read. So this is called Everybody Always. I think the cover is so beautiful. So I read this one on my Florida trip last year. It took me a while to get into it, but it's so refreshing. It really makes you feel like your problems are so minimal. It's so loving and inclusive, and the way he talks, I really loved. Like, when I got to the end of it, I was like, I can't put it down. I just love reading it. And normally with self-help books, like, it's not like that, because it's not really a story, but he tells the story of his life, and, like, the cover, like, Everybody Always means, like, love everyone always, no matter what. It's very eye-opening and full of love and kindness. So I really recommend this book to anyone looking for a good self-help book. And also, like, it tells a story. So if you, like, kind of get bored just, like, reading a self-help book, that one's a really good one to read. Okay, my next one I'm going to recommend is Harry Potter. This is the first Harry Potter. If you have never read them before, you've never gotten into them, but you know you love, like, fantasy. Like, personally, before I got into Harry Potter, I loved all things Marvel, the Avengers, everything like that. I'm just, like, a huge nerd with all of that stuff. So if you haven't read Harry Potter, this is also a pretty, like, kid-friendly book. Like, it's definitely, like, a little bit challenging, but it's, like, appropriate for, like, all ages and everything. And this will just have a special place in my heart, all of the Harry Potters. So yeah. Okay, my last one is called Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I'm actually, my bookmark's in here right now. I'm almost done. That's where I'm at. See? Okay. So I have, like, literally, like, 10 pages left. This book, I could not say enough good things about this book. It has freed my soul and my spirit so much. She talks about there's no, like, rules or limits to society. She made me question so many, of the stereotypes that women go through, that girls go through in all walks of life. And she really made me question some of the things, the ways I was acting, the way you act around, you know, men and stuff like that. Just, like, especially in a professional setting. I could not tell you enough good things about this book. It's definitely not kid-friendly. A lot of inappropriate humor or, like, swearing in it. So definitely, like, be in high school or maybe, like, 8th grade or something if you're reading this. But I don't want to recommend something and then, like, a little girl goes out and buys it and they're like, oh my god. But yeah, so this book, if you're looking for a good self-help book that, like, you just want to feel, like, energized and, like, free, like, freeing to your spirit, this is definitely one. And I think the cover is, like, so beautiful. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed my book recommendations. There is one book that I don't have. It's called Can't Hurt Me. I forgot what who the author was, but that I think is definitely going to be one that I read this year. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday about book recommendations from Renee Amberg, and she recommended that book, and the way she described it sounded really interesting. So I think I might end up buying that one as well. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your 2021, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.
You know I've been blind.